How's it going today, everybody? Welcome back to the Troy's Hobbies RC YouTube channel. Today on the channel, we have something pretty cool. We have a new truck on the market. It's a new buggy, actually. This is the WOV Racing, WOV Racing Tyrants 9th Scale Monster Buggy. We're going to be taking a look at this. It runs on 4S LiPo. Comes ready to run. It comes in a really cool package. And right now, if you go to buggyrc.com, you can purchase this thing as a package with a Gens Ace 4S battery for $329.99. So we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. All right, let's go over some of the stuff you get in the box with the vehicle. First and foremost, here's your transmitter. Really basic looking transmitter, but it actually has quite a few features to it. If you look on the back here, it has all your throttle positions. So you have your 50%, 75, and 100. And then you have your reverse switches for your throttle and your servo if you need that. Then you have these three dials here. You have your steering trim, throttle trim, and then your steering dual rate. You can turn that up or down as you need. And then this is your gyro, but this truck does not, or this car does not have a gyro, so that is not used. The other function of the radio that is not used is these switches right here. These are two position switches. What you would use that for is like a servo mounted winch, or maybe lights with an on-off switch. Or if your vehicle has rear steering, you can program your vehicle with the rear steering that way. Other than that, that is not used on this particular vehicle. But this does have quite a few functions in it, and is actually a pretty decent feeling transmitter overall. Even though it's just kind of a square, it actually feels really decent. Nice foam wheel, good spring to the wheel. Maybe a little light on the trigger, but that's not a big deal. So that's the radio. Take a look real quick at the Gens Ace battery that comes with this particular package. If you get this through buggyrc.com, this is a 5300 milliamp 60C discharge, 4-cell LiPo. So, and it's a hard case, which is an incredibly good feature for this price point. I don't think there's any other RC on the market that comes with a 4-cell LiPo at this price point. So you guys should absolutely take advantage of this thing while it's at the sale price that it's at. This battery alone is over a $90 value. So that alone should tell you what kind of what they're trying to do with this brand and trying to put it out on the market. They're really trying to make a strong impression with these guys. So let's kind of go over the buggy itself and some of the features inside of the vehicle. All right. Before we move on to taking a look at the car, I just wanted to make a quick mention of this really cool carrying bag that they sent with this vehicle. It's the size of the vehicle itself, so you can put the whole car in there if it's muddy. Or in my case, I'm probably going to be using it as a tire bag when I travel, so I don't have like dirty tires all over my car. I'll probably throw my dirty tires in this bag and have them all contained that way. I have some road trips coming up pretty soon, and I'm going to have some dusty tires, so this will be the perfect container for it. So this will get some really good racing use and some really good representation out there. So thanks for sending me this bag. It's a really cool feature, guys. We appreciate it. All right, guys, let's go over some of the features of this body and the buggy itself, and some things that I've noticed and some things that some of the other YouTubers may not have picked up on about this buggy. Now, it does have a detached wing that you have to attach in the box. Just 2 screws, and then this mounting plate that goes over your wing. Just plop those over, put your 2 screws in, and it goes right on. And then obviously there is the pop top, I call it pop top style body post system that they have, where it has no clips, has no tethers, other than the tether for the ring to hold everything, which is like a snap ring. So I just call it kind of like the pop top method. You do have to use a little bit of force to get this thing off, but don't be scared. You get that thing off there, you just press and pop, press, pop, press, and it pops off. Some are a little smoother than others, but this is actually pretty easy. But here's a look at the body up close. It's all silver backed. but it's printed on the front and then decals on the side. All these are decals. Um, I'll just go ahead and let you guys in on a little secret of the theme on what this thing actually is, you guys. Um, a lot of the other ones that I've seen on the other channels, I think they got the red ones. But now that I've looked at the blue-green one, and being a huge nerd, and looking at this print, and particularly this sticker on the side, right here, right there. See if I can even get it to focus in there on there. See if we can bring that in there. Will you focus? There it is. That says Godzillion. So if you look at the paint scheme on this, it actually looks like Godzilla's skin, guys. This is actually a Godzilla paint scheme. So that's why I've had Godzilla chilling in the background of all the shots. Alright, so again, just a couple more details on this body. What I typically do with my body is I'll reinforce these a little bit with some T-Rex or some Gorilla Tape and some hot glue. I know a lot of guys use fiberglass tape and shoe glue, and that method works great. But I live in Colorado, which gets really cold in the wintertime and really hot and dry in the summertime. And what happens to the shoe glue in those conditions over time, going back and forth between those types of conditions a lot, it makes the body brittle over the time. And I've actually had some bodies crack and break that way with that method. Now, I'm not saying that's the wrong method. To each their own, and a lot of guys use it. But I've personally snapped bodies using that method. I use the tape method because at this altitude, having a little bit of flexibility really seems to help. So that's just kind of my explanation on why I reinforce the bodies the way that I do versus the way that a lot of other guys do. We all each have our own methods. I don't think there's really a right or wrong way. But that's the way I'm going to use to reinforce this thing. A little bit of tape, a little bit of hot glue in certain places. We're going to keep it lightweight for the most part. But other than that, let's go ahead and move on to the internals of the truck. All right? All right. We are back. All right. We're back with the buggy. Just want to show you guys real quick a little feature that this vehicle comes with that not everybody will necessarily need, but there is a nice little cover case. If you were to choose to run a soft case lipo cell, like a soft case battery, you can use this as a cover to keep debris and rocks and things from that from puncturing your battery. I just, as a rule of thumb, don't use soft lipos at all. Just personally, I typically just do hard case. So we won't be using this particular piece, but if you have a soft case at home, feel free to use that as a cover. And then, your battery terminals will come out of the side here. It just plops right in on the top. And then you Velcro it down just like any other battery. So that's a cool little feature. Neat, nice little innovation. I like it. The Velcro in this thing is really, really strong. You're not going to have any problems with that. I'm not sure on the length of it. I haven't fit the battery into it yet. We can actually go ahead and check that. See if a full 4S hard case can go around and what kind of battery strap you get. Again, this battery and setup comes with an EC5 connection. So, alright guys, after much fidgeting and messing around with my battery straps and trying to get my big fat fingers through this hole, I finally got the 4S battery in here. Don't completely undo your battery straps if you have big sausage fingers like this. They won't fit in that little groove between there and your battery. And it, it's kind of a squeeze. Just something to be aware of if you got bigger hands. But yeah, it does fit. I would like to see just a little bit more attachment on the Velcro, but it is very strong Velcro. But it should be enough to hold it. My only concern with this particular battery is I'm probably going to have to put a little bit of spacer right in there just to keep it from moving back and forth. I just feel like any forward and back momentum, that's really the only potential damage you could see. Coming out, I don't really see that as a problem. Um, it fits well, good stuff. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff in here. It does have a 15 kilogram servo. Um, I'll be honest, I think that's a little bit weak for this kind of vehicle. I think if you're going to rate it in the kilograms instead of ounce inches, you should probably be looking at 20 to 25 kilograms in a vehicle of this size and this weight, just personally. Something to maybe look into for the version 2. Um, this is a 120 amp speed controller. I did look it up in the manual. It does list it in the spare parts as a 120 amp speed controller. So we are going to believe them on that. And then we have a 2200 kV, I think it's a 3670 size can, 4S capable motor here, which is basically an elongated 540 can, 550 can. This thing should provide a ton of power and torque. It's got a big fan, a big heat sink. It's got a very good, easy adjustable servo or motor and pinion mount there. So if you need to do any kind of gearing change, it's just 3 little bolts. You pop the thing out, the whole motor comes out. You can replace the pinion that way. It's really, really simple. We'll go over all the maintenance and stuff with the vehicle as we need to on the channel. I intend to use this thing pretty heavily in a lot of different environments. So that's kind of an overview of the electronics and stuff. Let's kind of look at some of the other components of the vehicle. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the chassis and kind of just the overall build of this vehicle. You can kind of see it's a really heavy plastic composite chassis. This is a composite material, so it is a blend of, I believe, either like a fiberglass type material, or maybe a carbon fiber type material. But it is a hybrid plastic composite material, so it should be extremely durable. It's all one solid piece for the bottom chassis plate here, nice and flat. It is recessed just a touch on the main chassis plate. So, like on big chassis slaps, this main part won't make any contact with the ground, which will actually potentially keep you from cracking any of the other major components. One other major thing is that these are a completely sealed and captured bulkhead. So like this is all one giant big piece that comes out, and then you can service your diffs with just a few bolts to take out. You just pop a few things out on your bumpers, your shocks, and on the bottom here, pop your A-arms out, do a couple of little things on your drive shafts, and you can get right to your bulkheads, right to your differentials, and tune them as you need. And they are captured, so they're dual captured, like I said. They're contained within themselves. So there's extra debris resistance, I guess. You won't get any dirt or any crud in your differential gears. And it does have a big center diff. This is a center diff vehicle. Whenever we drive this vehicle, after a while, we'll probably tune the diffs and put some fluid in them and tune it the way I want to tune it, because we may actually take this thing to a buggy track just for fun. We might throw some racing tires on it and take it to my local 8 scale track just to see what it can do. I don't just for funsies. So that could be something you see in the future, along with the other bashing and stuff that comes with this car. So we have a lot of plans for it. This thing has really cool 17mm hex wheels. Looks like a pretty standardized offset, like a standard buggy style offset. So most racing tires for your buggies will fit, like your Pro Lines, your J Concepts, your AKAs, any of that stuff. You could probably throw those right on this thing and hit some laps at your local racetrack, like I intend to do. It has plastic shocks, all plastic shocks. I do have some tuned shocks that I do believe will fit on this directly. I'm not going to get the cat out of the bag, but I intend on running these stock until I have problems. I've heard of people breaking these rod ends, which is, it's possible to happen on any RC car. So if I end up having issues with this particular RC and I break some shocks or whatever in a crash, I have some shocks that I'm going to throw on this that'll be really sweet and really, really dial this thing in. So that could be something we can do in the future. We'll take a look at these A-arms. They're really, really beefy, solid, fully filled in A-arms. So you shouldn't have any problem with that. It's like a pivot ball style suspension. So, and then it has like a big caster block in there. And this is really thick and beefy, so you really shouldn't have any problems cracking these things. And then there's a big, massive plastic drive shaft feeding the four-wheel drive system. And it's an open diff. Seems like there's a good amount of fluid in there. So I shouldn't have to tune it right away, which is nice. So yeah, that's pretty much an overview of it. Got your big beefy wing on the back. I think the plastic seems to be really high quality, guys. It's got a double rear bumper, basically. You've got the rear bumper that you'll find also on the monster truck version, the Blitzkrieg. But then they've backed it with this wheelie bar, so it acts like a double bumper. It is stout, you guys. This might be the most stout wheelie bar setup on the market these days. So we're going to put that thing to the test. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some wild landings with this thing, so we'll see how that goes. So you guys, that's going to be kind of my overview on this thing. This pretty awesome looking Godzilla painted 9th scale monster buggy. You guys, I'm actually really excited to put this thing out there and put it through its paces and see what it's capable of. It's been a while since I've had a basher vehicle on this channel that we could really go out and have some fun with. And I think this guy is going to be just the ticket to kind of get back into the game of things, guys. Let's go ahead and give you my final thoughts for the day. But this is the WOV Racing Tyrants 1/9 scale monster buggy. Again, you can find it at buggyrc.com. That's where I purchased this one. On sale right now with the Gens Ace battery 4S for about $329.99 before tax. So, and that's American, you guys. This is the U.S. market. And let's just go ahead and close out the video. But I think that's why this particular RC is the best buy you can get in the current market, at least in the United States, for RC cars right now. This is the best package deal. So let's go ahead and give us some final thoughts, and we'll get you guys out of here for the day. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for today on the Troy's Hobbies RC YouTube channel. This was the WOV Racing, or WOV Racing Tyrants 9th scale monster buggy. This is a brand new offering on the market from buggyrc.com. I want to give them a big shout out once again for getting this package out, still honoring the deal with the battery and everything, and getting this out to us really, really quick so we could do this unboxing for you guys. That's going to be it for today for the channel. I just want to say thanks for watching, and before I let you guys go, make sure you guys check out our racing series, the Colorado RC Monster Truck Challenge. That's in full swing right now, and we're doing a lot of stuff with that. We also have an upcoming trip to Horizon Fest coming up. That's coming up here pretty soon in June, as well as the Bigfoot open house that we do traditionally every year. So those are things you can look forward to coming up on the channel. Again, you can always find us on our social media, Troy's Hobbies RC, on Facebook, Instagram, any of that stuff. And then you can find us at the troyshobbiesrc.com website for any information on Colorado Monster Truck Challenge. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll be bashing this thing.